House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer is having a hell of a time explaining why he isn't bringing in Hunter Biden before Congress.
Congressman, why not subpoena him and have him testify on Capitol Hill? Even if he doesn't say anything, that's going to be uncomfortable for the president to have his son testifying on the Hill.
Right. Well, when I announced the investigation early on, I said we're going to follow the money. And Hunter Biden's more than welcome to come in front of the committee. If he wants to clear his good name, if he wants to come and say, you know, these weren't 20 shell companies, they actually did something. He's invited today. We will drop everything.
Yeah, but he's not going to volunteer to do that. We both know that. But if you subpoena him, he then has to.
Well, he can fight the subpoena in court. It's very difficult. You know, I think if it were easy to get a president or their son in front of a House committee, the January 6th committee probably would have done that with Donald Trump.
No, good point. Although son's different. Everyone always says Hunter Biden's a private citizen. So it's not like you're subpoenaing Joe Biden right now.
Private citizen, but what we found in the last few weeks is he was communicating back and forth with the government about Ukrainian policy, which is a huge problem for Joe Biden. Look, I would say we will get to the point very soon where we subpoena Hunter Biden. But at this point right now, I just want the bank records because we're following the money, and our concern is that Joe Biden was, in fact, benefiting from these schemes, from these illegal, corrupt activities of his son and brother.
Right, okay.
Where's the evidence of that? Hasn't presented it so far. No, I love this though. Like, oh, yeah, well, what are you going to bring in Hunter Biden? It's hard. It's difficult. Oh, yes, it is difficult because, yeah, as you pointed out, he is a private citizen. But then this is, by the way, Rob Finnerty is the host. He's like, well, he's not a normal person, you know. He's different. Now, everybody says he's a private citizen. That's because he is a private citizen. Yes, true. But again, what's more important is what do you think you're going to learn from him? Well, he already admitted it early on when he had asked a question. He says, look, why not subpoena him and have him testify, even if he doesn't say anything? That's going to be uncomfortable for the president. So he basically gives away the whole thing right there. I just want you to bring him in front of Congress to make Joe Biden uncomfortable. Well, there it is. That said, no proof of any wrongdoing that they can show, no documentation linking Hunter Biden's business deals to the president, or any evidence that President Joe Biden received any foreign bribes. There's just absolutely nothing. And again, this impeachment inquiry where they said, oh, we've got subpoena power. It hasn't been formalized. They didn't actually do a vote on it. And so is there really any power to subpoena anyone right now? I mean, yes, you could issue them, but they're basically just pretty please. And Comer's answer reflects that. He's like, well, he could come in front of Congress and clear his good name. That's him saying, we actually don't have the power to compel him to come and testify. We're just inviting him. Oh, okay. But getting back to the evidence here, or lack thereof, even Fox News hosts have pointed out that Comer has no evidence of Biden doing anything illegally at this point, and he can't explain what policy decisions of Biden's were actually impacted by this alleged corruption. I think that's really, really important to point out because generally, if there's a quid pro quo, they're supposed to get something. What did they get that was any different than what Biden was already doing? Right? But here's the thing. We're pretty much at the stage of
just forget about the evidence.
Okay, of this whole thing. Comer and Republicans have argued that they actually don't need to show any payments directly to the president to prove corruption. But wait, that was your central claim. He's getting paid, he's getting the bribes. But we don't actually have to show that he received any of the money, that he actually personally received money. Do you understand what a bribe is? No, of course they do. It just works a little differently for them because, they get bribed every day through, campaign contributions, which are perfectly legal in this country because we have legalized corruption, we have legalized bribery. But that said, we're now talking about shell companies, right? Shell companies. Oh, we got shell companies. Which shell companies? Like Velveeta? Are they spiral shaped? I don't know, but I think it's almost time for dinner. Look, here's the thing. about the shell companies, whatever. The vast majority of the money that was paid to through those companies was actually paid to Hunter Biden's non-family business partners, which would make them more akin to legitimate businesses than just shell companies to hide money, or to hide where that money is supposed to go. None of those funds, as far as we know, went to Joe Biden. So at the end of the day, I don't know, it really feels like they got nothing. More nothing, total nothing burger, witch hunt. And look, the thing that is so apparent here is how obsessed they are with using Hunter Biden to go after Joe Biden. Look, Hunter Biden's got a lot of issues, okay? Personal issues that I really don't think should matter because he's not in a position of authority. He's not he's not in the White House. He's not serving in a, position or anything like that. Not an advisor to the president. Shouldn't matter. But then, they're like, oh, but subpoena him, get him before Congress. It's going to be embarrassing. Well, again, that's the reason. This has nothing to do actually with him, though. And again, everything to do with using him as a way to attack Joe Biden as revenge for the Democrats impeaching and going after Donald Trump for what may be actual crimes, would seem to be actual crimes. So there's a difference in what's going on here, and I think it's fairly obvious.